We are recording.
Bam. One touch. Goddamn, oh so fresh.
Oh, so fresh.
Oh, so fresh.
Multitudes of freshness right now.
We are one touch, two touch. I am the trifecta, baby. This is the Hype Podcast. I'm the host with no name.
I'm DJ Oso Fresh. I think you're a couple touches away from catching a case.
I am not smelly like R. Kelly. I don't get caught.
You don't go.
Oh,
not getting caught.
I never said I don't get the clap. I said I don't get caught.
Getting the clap is getting caught.
Hey, you wanted to know about my teas. There's my teas, baby. We got a great show for you today, like we always do. In case you don't know who we are. Again, I'm the host with no name. That's Oh So Fresh, and we're kicking it with you on the Hype Podcast. Let me tell you what we're going to get into today. But
why don't you tell me, because I didn't show up for the meeting.
But before we get into all that, don't forget, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Hype Podcast. Hit us up on the Hype line, 503-776-0167, regardless of what our website says, because I'll be changing that today.
Oh, our website has the wrong phone number on it.
Yeah. Now, I got to tell you,
if you're listening to the show, you would know the new phone number, and if you just randomly popped up on our website by mistake and decided to call us, hey, fuck you.
Now, to get into the important logistics of today, we are going to talk to you about Jeffrey Epstein, a little bit of R. Kelly. We're going to get a little NBA, a little women's soccer, just for Oso, because he hates it.
I don't hate women's soccer.
We are going to go into the very, very top secret, super public event of Area 51, because they can't stop us all. And we want you to get put on the same watch list that we're on. So, we're going to talk all about that.
The FBI listens to the show. Why aren't you listening regularly? And you know what? Because I'm not regularly putting out a fucking show.
Yeah, plus.
Hey, we have to apologize.
Plus, we're going to talk about Facebook's privacy violations and bring back our good buddy Johnny C. Where's his round of applause? No, okay. There, yeah. A moment of silence for Johnny C, I guess. There he is. There he is.
I think that's the problem with the new theme is that we don't have I don't do as much applause. I mean,
we've lost our applause.
Let's be honest. I gotta remember the name of the guy who did that fucking beat, but that shit is banging.
It really was.
Thank you, Facebook, for free fucking music.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you can go on Facebook and get license-free music and use it for all your shit.
Can you
I'm
really?
not getting paid to do this. I'm just saying it's because
we should get paid.
If you're producing original content, like you're trying to post it on Facebook, like some music will be playing in the background when you're at the club and you post it on Facebook and they'll like give you a copyright violation.
Yeah.
Hey, replace your music with good music that's free. So how are you? It's been a while.
It has been a while. And I'm gonna ask you.
Mommy and Daddy were having problems, and it's your fault.
I'm gonna ask you how I'm doing by telling you a short little story. So within the last 2 weeks,
there's no such thing. Here's short.
Within the last 2 weeks, I have told 3 different girls that I do a radio show, and they're like, "Oh my God, can we listen to it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I sent them the link. Days after I send them the link, I get ghosted. That's how I'm doing.
Because this show is vulgar and foul. Hey, shout out to DJ RPM. He won local podcast of the year.
Wow, I'm glad DJ RPM is higher on your priority list than my fucking marital status.
I don't know. I just had to give him a shout out. I just thought about it. I mean,
my story made you think about fucking DJ RPM winning some award.
Yeah, because, I mean, wow, does that mean there's something wrong with the show? Like, if you're getting ghosted and he's winning awards, I mean, what the fuck is going on?
The common denominator is me. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You're the one common denominator in all your bad relationships. That's you.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
So, yeah, I guess.
I should stop being me is what you're saying.
They probably listened to the show and they were like, the show's bad. And his dick's not that good. They probably did they did a pro and con list on your ass. I'm like, ghosting.
The show set him over the top. They were like, you know what? I was going to deal with that.
It's time to ghost that guy.
Yeah, no shit. Jesus Lord. I'm actually inclined to almost ask one of them. Like, just out of the blue, she'd be like, hey, did you stop talking to me because of my show?
No, you've been officially ghosted and blocked. It's done.
Do you think?
I think you're blocked too.
Is that a prerequisite though? Like you have to block people after you ghost them?
You have to block because you want to keep that B team around. Especially broads. Broads keep a steady B team.
No, and a C team,
Yeah,
and sometimes a D team.
Yeah, I mean, because you can catch a random phone call. I haven't talked to you in 10 years. What the fuck do you mean?
I haven't talked to you since you touched me when you were my babysitter.
Wow.
Too soon? Dude, I figured since R. Kelly's been in the news, I'd have to
R. Kelly's not in the news anymore. They finally caught him.
What do you mean? So he stopped talking about him?
You know what? I keep telling people our play Step in the Name of Love all the time. Nobody gives a fucking fuck.
Oh, dude.
Nobody's ever run up on me and say, stop playing that R. Kelly music.
Dude, not once. What about Gigolo?
Oh,
That Nick Cannon, R. Kelly.
I haven't played Gigolo in a long time.
Because I'm a gigolo. What's
dude's name? Harvey Weinstein, right?
Yeah.
Ain't everybody still watching Harvey Weinstein movies?
That's true. That is very true.
Why you gonna make me boycott the black man and not the white?
Did anything ever even come of that? Do we know? Like, or is he just still out there?
A whole lot came of it.
Is he still out there putting his fucking big sweaty gun on bitches' foreheads?
There's bitches that put out, now they're winning Oscars. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
We should send him a t-shirt that said, I heard what you would do for a Klondike bar. Call
you know
me.
what? I think he should just go ahead and write his book and really just lay down on how he put it down on Angelina Jolie. Just
just out all them bitches.
Just out like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And her pussy stank. I had to. I mean, if they're all going to put them on blast.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it.
I will. It's because nobody ever said, I will not accept this role because I was sexually harassed to get it. No.
Yeah. I won't accept $10 million for a movie because I had to give a blowjob. Yeah. Nobody's ever said that.
Oh my God. I will fuck you up, Angela.
Now I want some funky shit. I want like back in the 90s, like Harvey Weinstein was like, yo, Bill, let me get a piece of Hillary and you'll be the next president. I want something fucked up like that.
Well, I think that's what he does. I mean, I'm sure there's
You think he's got presidential influence though? You think this motherfucker made a call and was like, hey, Hillary gave me a bluey?
I don't want to go too far down this, but no, I don't think he was getting like first class shit like that. I think he was more of a predator and an opportunist.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, he was. Yeah, you bend over now and stand up and get your Oscar. That's how it works. Anyway,
I like that you put a lot of thought into that. You were like, Here, I'm going into wild conspiracy theories about him fucking getting a blowjob from Hillary Clinton. And you're like, nah.
No, he's a predator. I mean, because he definitely strikes at people, things, women. I heard. Oh, Terry Crews said he got touched by somebody. I don't know who the fuck would touch that big ass linebacker ass dude. But
legitimately, like he was an NFL star for a little while. Yeah, and then he got into acting.
Yeah, but no, Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, he's just a predator, and I think that's wrong. I mean, if you're the type of opportunist that just buys a bitch a drink and hopes that she gets tipsy and wants to get loose with her panties, that's not quite an opportunist. But when you said, "Hey, I will make your life awesome," if you just get on your knees right now. Shit, that works.
So would you put him in the same realm as Bill Cosby, or is Bill Cosby more of a predator?
He's more of a predator. He drugged women.
Yeah,
that's a whole other thing.
What about R. Kelly? What would you put R. Kelly in?
What is the limit on buying women drinks before you become a predator?
0. I don't buy women drinks for that reason. Like this whole we've talked about it before. This whole Me Too shit fucked it up.
I don't want to Me Too out the whole show, but I'm just saying if you were going to buy women drinks, like how many drinks can you buy them before it's like, oh, you're a predator now?
Yeah, I don't know.
I got just as drunk too. Fuck.
Yeah. like that old thing you see in like middle school. If Jake and Annie are drinking beverages, Annie can't consent. Like, bitch, Jake's drunk too.
Nah, because I went to middle school about 10 years before you, and it was a done deal. It was a done deal. Them posters just said, bitches don't get drunk.
Yeah.
All right. We've taken this too far. This is not about Me Too.
But it is about me and you.
It's about me and you in separate places with separate women. All right, let's get to the 5 minutes of funk.
1, 2, 3, 5.
First up in the lovely world of sports entertainment, women's soccer, they're champions, but they're still overshadowed by the NBA because nobody gives a fuck about soccer. Everyone's still talking about Kawhi Leonard and Paul George going to the Clippers.
The last women's soccer player I can name was Mia Hamm, and I think that was pre-Y2K. I don't know anything about women's soccer.
Well, you know what these.
It's like the NBA because the women want equal money.
Well, no, and you know what? You know what else they want? They want equal rights when it comes to sports. Like they're being harassed right now for wanting equal money and equal publicity. You are not the same. Let's just be honest about it. You want to fucking talk about, oh, we want just as much money for being world champions. Like, you're not that good to me.
But they don't. See, okay, here's what's going on. I mean, I've heard girls aren't good at math, and maybe that's the problem. Because your sport has to generate enough revenue for them to justify paying you. When you can see a WNBA game in a middle school fucking cafeteria, and it's still not packed, and it's all a bunch of motherfuckers that like fundamental basketball, like dads. Like, it's really gross. You watch the crowd at a WNBA game, women don't go see that shit.
Nobody cares about the WNBA.
It's a bunch of dads.
Nobody cares.
It's a bunch of dads that wish
when they start
coaches.
doing 360 dunks, we'll give a shit. Next up in politics, ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Epstein is naming names. I don't know if you know this, but he's got his own private island where apparently Donald Trump and Bill Clinton have both been, and you know what that means.
If you were at a party with Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, you know it was going down.
It was going down like a motherfucker.
Everybody up in here is getting some pussy tonight.
Dude, let me tell you this. One thing that Republicans and Democrats will come together on is this case right here.
What they will come together on.
Oh. If you ever want to unite the Republicans and Democrats, you will do it this way. When you start naming the names of fucking pedo bears and rapists, dude, they will come together and stop this motherfucker.
Well, because they all don't want to be included in the scandal.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't, like Donald Trump was like, I haven't seen that guy in 10 years. I don't like him. He's not a nice guy. But you guys were hanging out like old friends.
You were on his private island where he trafficked 26 women.
These motherfuckers were they're playing past the Playmate right now.
Next up in entertainment, we are going to have an iconic 2020 and 2021. We got new Jay and Silent Bob 2 and Top Gun, baby.
That Top Gun trailer is crazy.
Dude.
And it looks like they're not going to fuck it up.
Dude, the only way that movie's better than the original is if Maverick dies. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it.
Hey, sorry Kelly McGillis couldn't make it.
Yeah. God damn it, Kelly.
That's tough.
You out of shape old bitch.
That's like watching All in the Family and then asking Sally Struthers to come by. Sally Struthers is a big bitch now. She had a cute little shape on All in the Family.
Yeah, so if you have not seen those new trailers for Top Gun 2 and Jay and Silent Bob, dude, check those out.
Oh, but hold on. I got one more thing. I fucking saw The Lion King.
That's the pen.
I'm going to take a couple extra seconds on this because The Lion King is truly fucking epic. I mean, hit the weed, pay my friend, and go in. Did you see it?
I didn't even need to see it. I already know it was dope because the animated cartoon was dope.
No. Check this out. The animated cartoon, let me tell you straight off, you should go see it because it's a very great visual experience. I didn't see it in 3D. You should probably see it in 3D because the amount of detail, not better than the original because it seems kind of mute because it's natural. You know, it's like, it's supposed to look like real fucking scenery.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of fucking boring and dry, to be honest with you. Because when we watch The Lion King, one thing about The Lion King, it's very fucking colorful and bright and whatever. And the other thing is, hey, the lip sync on the fucking animals talking, damn Disney, you could have done a little bit better on that. I'm serious. Like,
those of us just going to hear Beyonce's voice, yeah, Disney, you could do a little bit better.
It's really bad because some of the voice acting was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like I heard somebody describe it as like the best audiobook ever. It is fucking dope.
This won't be the first time the lips don't line up. Just saying. Next up, in local news, Vancouver Lake closed to all swimmers due to elevated levels of bacteria, a.k.a. Ebola. Or no, not
what the fuck you mean? There's no fucking Ebola in the lake.
No, yeah.
And
Ebola turns your fucking organs into like mush and you shit and puke them out.
We can't catch Ebola. There's no Africans here. And it says, serious, that's an African disease. My people have been in this country for years.
What's the It starts with an E.
E. coli.
E. coli. That's what it is.
It will make you shit out your brains, and they call it diarrhea. But I think if you're on the Oregon Trail, they call it dysentery.
No, I just like how the article explained. They're like, oh, well, due to elevated levels of bacteria, that may cause diarrhea, some headaches, and vomiting. Like, bitch, that's E. coli.
That is E. coli.
That is basically E. coli. Like, I don't want to swim in E. coli infested water.
But I don't want you saying that it's ever Ebola.
You're Ebola. Last and but not least, now this is some news, and you're not going to believe it. 74% of adults who play games online experience some form of harassment. In other news, water wet. We fucking know this. 74%.
If you've never, ever been on Xbox Live and been harassed by a 10-year-old, then you should stop paying for your Xbox Gold subscription.
Dude, I mean,
kids are fucking horrible. I don't know what room in the house these little motherfuckers are in when they talk to you. Because I have never had grown men talk to me quite like this before.
Right?
I mean, especially like 'cause I play hoop. They're like, in your fucking face. And if they can figure out there's a little bit of tint in your skin, they'll think of the right racial slur to say to you too.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I saw a post on Facebook just the other day. This girl was like, Instagram is the longest running site for bullying in the history of the internet. And somebody commented on that post, was like, clearly you've never logged into an Xbox.
For real.
No, that shit's been since GoldenEye, like Nintendo 64. Remember when you used to log on, like have all your friends come over, have other friends on the telephone, be like, yeah, we're playing this level. Be like, I'm done before you, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, shit talking in games. But I think some kids do get a little bit malicious. I mean,
just a little, yeah,
a little bit. I mean, if you want to be bullied, like if you're into torture, like you can't make it to your local S&M place to get your beating or whatever, go on to Xbox Live and play like Call of Duty. Because if you want to be talked down to by some motherfucker that has not reached puberty yet, that's what you do.
Get online, play Call of Duty, and they getting that booty.
I think that sounds a little bit more like Jeffrey Epstein.
And that is this week's 5 Minutes of Funk right here on the Hype Podcast.
Five.
Now, just for your listening pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, we have been bringing to you Diesel Fresh every once in a while, but we have a longtime friend of the Hype Podcast that we are about to bring it back and make love to your eardrums, Mr. Johnny C.
You know, you should let me get him on the phone before you give him such a good intro.
We can just tighten it up later.
Oh.
And get rid of this little fucking commentary and banter.
Hello?
Hey there.
Johnny!
Get that motherfucker some fucking applause.
Woo!
All right, Johnny, it's been a while since you've been on. Why don't you tell the world your fucking credentials?
You want me to tell my credentials?
Yeah, dude. All fucking 6 of them.
Tell them why the fuck we called you.
Oh, man. I'm a world traveler, military. I would say expert, but I definitely got my 10 years of service. Oil and gas. Been around the world, and I ain't found my baby. And I'm the dude you call, man. Want to be a millionaire? You got my number, man. You call me.
Fuck, he dropped some Lisa Stansfield on you. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
So Johnny, being a military man and a citizen of Facebook, I know you've seen this public event about Area 51. They can't stop us all this fucking bullshit. There's almost 2 million people signed up to go and another 1.5 million interested in this event here. Being a previous military man, what would you recommend and not recommend for the morons that are going to show up at this thing, aka possibly me? If I'm in the area, fuck it, I got a van.
Well, first off, you're kind of like fam to me. So for one, don't go.
Hold on.
Let's just get that out of the way right now.
Before we go too far, Johnny, let me throw in a little background info for everybody who's not up to date on it.
Storming Area 51, about 12 miles past this lonely mailbox.
Oh, see, I was fucking up. There we go.
Storming Area 51, about 12 miles past this lonely mailbox in the dusty Nevada desert, is now a much bigger deal.
It started out as just from a pure stroke of imagination. It's just meant to be funny. I want to do something cool out there now that we have a bunch of people, but I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Maddie Roberts created the viral event that's taken the internet by storm. More than 1.7 million people on Facebook have expressed interest to get into Area 51, one of the most secure and highly protected pieces of property on the planet, where lethal force can be used on trespassers.
I'm kind of worried about that. I've had a couple people DM the page where they're like, I'm willing to die for the government, let's do this. And I'm just like, oh my God, bud.
That's legit.
Here's the problem.
All right. Which one?
Well, no. See,
you're speaking like it's a singular thing.
Well, no. I mean, you're looking at from the Air Force, like from the civilian standpoint. It's like, oh man, there's gonna be this revolutionary moment, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna, they can't take us all. Well, from the military standpoint,
that's the fucking thing.
Yeah, we can. We can absolutely take all of you. If you don't think we're not prepared to face the likes of China and South Korea, Iran, and Iraq at any given time, what the fuck makes you think we're worried about 2 million fucking hipsters that are fucking hopped up on Red Bull and fucking stevia and probably some fucking brand
and fucking patchouli oil?
Right. Hey, but no, I mean, you're a Grateful Dead warrior when you're gonna come rolling steep.
Well, here's the other.
Okay, from the air. Okay, so, and I'm going to tell you right now, as a former security forces member, this is an air-based ground defense situation. So from air-based ground defense, what they're doing is they're thinking to themselves, "Shit, we got a situation." Now, most people, even the guys that I know that work at the Pentagon, are kind of like, "It's a hoax, bullshit." The day's going to show up and it's going to fizzle and nothing's going to be there. But the guys that are in charge of, and it's us Air Force, Area 51, there's 2 or 3 different locations that are unmarked.
Hang on, Johnny. How much of this should you be telling us?
Don't get us in trouble.
No, hold on. This is all. I mean, you can actually, if you do enough digging on Google, it's like,
if I have to dig, then I might not need to know that either. If it is not a front page result, I don't think I should be knowing about that shit.
I'm not giving you actual coordinates. I'm not saying what
these
locations.
Yeah, hold on. Do you know the coordinates?
Would you shut the fuck up and let me talk? I'm in the middle of a thought, for God's sake.
Finish with your monologue, good sir.
The military has lots of different locations that are unmarked, and then they serve many different roles. There's many different things that people are working on at any given time, and that 99.9% of the country doesn't know about, and it's for a good reason. Because taking care of all of this, protecting all of this, it never stops. And whether or not you're testing out new equipment, whether you're testing out new weaponry, I'm not even going into the alien shit. All I'm saying is there are locations. Now, 51 is a very noticeable or very popular kind of thing because there's been all this lore that follows it, and there's YouTube videos talking about, there's actual, camera footage from aircraft where Air Force fighter pilots have seen an unidentified object, whatever.
That's where
what I'm talking about are the jackasses that are going to be like, "Oh, we're going to storm the gate." Here's the deal with that. Here's the problem with that.
Have you ever seen an A-10 Warthog?
Dude, I'm not even talking. I'm talking all non-lethal. Now, the only thing that kind of surprised me was the security forces already came out and said, "Hey, just so you know, we're extending out our perimeter. So our perimeter security is going to go way before you get to the front gate. And oh, by the way, they're going to have 2 or 3 times as many canine. They're gonna have canine guys right there, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know who's gonna do what, but for one, these people don't sound all together. They don't got their shit together. For one, two, that Air Force dog is got the same. He's got the same love and the same care as an Air Force soldier. So somebody fucks with them dogs, it's open season. They might it might be all non-lethal. It might be rubber bullets in there, but they're gonna throw some flashbangs and they're gonna tattoo the shit out of everybody up in that motherfucker.
That is gonna be the greatest shit ever.
It really is.
That is gonna be the greatest, most epic shit ever. You can't. Hey, somebody, if this does not go down, they have to make the fucking movie. Dude, because this,
I'm telling
what the fuck this is going to look like.
Let me be the first to go on record to say, if this does not go down, somebody's going to shoot that guy who made this event. Somebody's going to fucking shoot his ass.
He's on the local news.
Well, no, because he's out here like, well, I don't want anybody to get hurt. We have some fun things, that we're going to do when we get out there.
This motherfucker wants to turn it into the goddamn Fry Festival. Yeah. But check this out: the locals are preparing for the boom in population. Yeah, it's a payday. It's a total fucking cash in.
Well, so in that very same article, we were just listening to, Johnny, they said that every hotel for 220 miles is booked. Every hotel. Now tell me, would that not be one of the coolest parties you've ever been to? Much like like a Fry Festival.
If you sell drugs, go there.
All right, yo, cousin, I gotta put you on hold for 1 second, and I'm talking straight to Oso. Yeah. I just got one thing to say to you, Oso. Fucking white people, right?
I have to agree. That's worthy of a big explosion. Because I don't see. You know what? If you're black and you're down there, you got other shit you should be at home fighting for. I'm just telling you. And I feel like 25% of them are down there because they think they will have the chance to have sex with an alien. I think,
or a white girl,
or a girl in general.
Oh shit! Now what?
No, I think it's amazing. The funny thing is like this guy. I think you're absolutely right, Topher. The guy's gonna sit there and he's gonna be like, oh wait, this is getting kind of serious. So like, if the plug gets pulled, like that guy better get in the witness relocation program, because you can't sit there and make this thing. You're almost getting the same hype or the same tenacity as like the March on Selma, but this isn't fucking Selma. This is a bunch of dumbasses, and they're trying to. It's like the march. It's like the March on Selma meets Burning Man, and they're trying to do it in front of an Air Force base, and it doesn't make any sense.
Hey, well,
it's so stupid.
We need Limp Bizkit.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from an ex-security force agent. Do not fucking storm Area 51 unless you want to clap them alien cheeks. So I'm not gonna fully discourage everybody. But Johnny, let me shift gears on you for just a second. And since we're talking about Facebook and this public event and things like that, are you familiar with and up to date on the recent $5 billion fine that Facebook received for its privacy violations?
Yes, I am. I saw that on my trading platform. I've been getting into some stocks lately, and that was like the first thing I saw on Monday. It was pretty jarring. I was like, holy. Well, and it makes me. I was actually kind of tripped out about it, because I was like, well, what the hell? Like, how far are they exactly getting into people's shit? And obviously, it's enough to get a $5 billion fine. That's amazing. I can't think of. For the life of me, I can't think of anyone in a class action suit that has had that kind of a penalty to come from the federal government. That's just monumental. It's got me thinking. Go ahead.
Well, it's not crippling. That's the problem. It's not. It's monumental, but it's not crippling. It's like change that I throw down on the floor. I've given, in comparison to my income, I've given more to a stripper.
Well, no, but what I'm really concerned about. What I'm really concerned about, I know there's a board of directors here, but you're talking about a guy who spent $30 million to buy all the houses around his house so he could have privacy. Not to mention, he looks like Data from fucking Star Trek.
I never heard about that one.
And this guy's in charge of your info. This guy is in your fucking brain, telling you what you need to shop for, when you need to buy it, all this fucking bullshit. Listen to this stuff we got on Facebook. Hang on, listen to this.
The Federal Trade Commission concluded that the social network had betrayed the trust of its users. Because it failed to protect their data from third parties.
This is what accountability looks like. Right, as part of this settlement, we have to pay a major fine, and there are now very clear rules around how we need to operate on this.
Mr. Zuckerberg does remain the controlling shareholder, but his power over privacy in particular will be more diffused, and his influence accordingly diminished.
The settlement is the culmination of the FTC's investigation into Facebook, after revelations that data on as many as 87 million of its users was hijacked by Cambridge Analytica, a consultancy working on Donald Trump's 2016 campaign and Brexit. The FTC said Facebook also deceived users about what it was doing with their phone numbers and about when facial recognition technology was active on their account.
Damn.
Facebook is linked to everything bad in the world. What a fucking revelation. Oh my God.
Facebook causes diabetes.
Fuck, what's next? Brexit, Donald Trump, just make a liberal's head explode. Everything bad in the world. Now you're going to take Facebook away from me.
Yeah, now, dude, it bothers me in the sense that, I mean, facial recognition software, all the shit that we've been saying has come true.
Well, okay, but here's what I mean. You have so the picture. You got the National Security Council. You've got the National Security Agency.
Right.
You've got CIA and you got FBI, and between all those agencies, there's a lot of cross. There's a lot of cross matching, or their investigations meet. You know, there's lots of places where they kind of intercept or they kind of cross each other.
Yeah.
Now, my best assumption, and I'm not an expert on any of this shit, but
you're pretty good.
My feeling is that somewhere down the line, during the course of many investigations or multiple investigations, they were basically finding out that, you know, it's kind of like when you think of the internet or the secure internet, which I don't know if you guys have ever heard about, but the SIPRnet is typically what a lot of this stuff is done on, the secure internet, and it's predominantly used only by intelligence agencies in the military. But here's the problem: when these guys are doing their investigations and they're pulling information, or they have very similar or even better face recognition technology, what they'll do is they'll start finding out that there's other people there's other entities that are pinging into their system, and there shouldn't be anybody that has got the same kind of capabilities or the same abilities to get into some of these different areas of interest. So what happens is these guys are like, well, where the fuck is this coming from? In my opinion, I feel like one of those intelligence agencies figured out what exactly or how much Facebook had started to get into people's personal lives, if they weren't being investigated already just on their own. And from there, the whistle was blown, and then they contacted the Federal Trade Commission, and they were able to go back. I mean, those guys, it's like, yeah, you got a bunch of really smart coders, and you got people that know how to set up these super algorithms, and they know these backdoors, and they can get into these different situations, and they can infiltrate. But the government's got a better group. So you think you've got an all-star, you got a great starting lineup on your NBA team, the government's got the all-star team.
But Johnny, is that how you think they caught R. Kelly? I just had to ask because I'm a gigolo. I'm all about them hoes.
Hey Johnny, since the last time you were on, we
my 16-year-old came home smelling like piss. What the fuck?
Hey, since the last time we had you on, we added something new to the show. It's a new segment called Today I Learned, and you can tell us about something that you learned this week.
Oh, well, kids, I learned this week that you don't want to let a small dog traipse around the river while a bald eagle is flying overhead.
I heard about that.
I saw a Pomeranian get picked up like a motherfucking FedEx package and fly off into the mountains.
Oh, shit. So, in other words, don't let your children or small animals hang out near bald eagles. So what did you learn today?
You know what the fuck a leash law is?
Yeah.
This week, come to Alaska, Oso. Come there.
This week, I learned how to get maximum value out of my tires.
Hey, that's important.
Because a few months ago, the mechanic said my tires were dangerous. But oh no, I said I'm going to keep going. And then when I went to get new tires today, the mechanic said, hey, you got the maximum value out of these tires.
Well, let me tell you guys what I learned. This week, I learned what it was like to try and sleep in 126 degree weather. And I learned that you don't.
You didn't learn how to get a hotel?
Yeah, no, I could not learn how to afford a hotel.
You didn't learn how to find a Holiday Inn Express?
So you already know, so it's about that time to go. This is the Hype Podcast. I'm the host with no name.
I'm DJ Oso Fresh. I thought Johnny was going to kick in there.
Yeah, thank you so much, special guest Johnny C.
Hey, guys, have a great week. It's good talking to you.
You too, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, man.
Hey, you can stay on and do the outro. I mean, we're not just going to kick you off now. That'd be like shitty. I mean, once the credits start rolling, everybody needs to stay in place. So, I got to give it up for our sponsor, Fortress Property Management. Taking care of all your property management needs, whether you own some shit or you need to rent some shit. They got your shit covered. Make sure you give them a call at 503-752-8519.
Or check them out, Fortress Property, mgmt.com. Check them out on Facebook. And are they still doing their Fortress Fridays?
Fortress Friday, every Friday at noon.
With not A.A. Ron.
His name is Aaron with one A.
Aaron with one A, Fortress Fridays.
And that A is for Abel.
Yeah. You just made that shit up. Tell me.
I just made that shit up. Hey, Johnny C, we'll let you. We got like 30 seconds where we hang out. It's a podcast after the podcast. So if you want to give any feedback on how the podcast was or where you like to touch yourself, anything in between, go ahead and let it go.
Oh, man, this was fun. I'm glad. I definitely like kind of getting the heads up on what y'all were talking about today, and then just being able to kind of let you guys know what I know about. And I know a little bit about everything, and I'm a good person to call because I know.
This ain't an interview.
I know what these guys do.
Do you still own fatigues?
What the heck?
Do you still own fatigues? Do you have any camouflage shit?
Oh yeah, no. I got my desert. I got my DCUs. I got my flight suit. I still got a bunch of my shit.
I like how Johnny said, "I'm the man to call." You want to know about some shit? I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man.
And if your wife needs her plumbing fixed. All right, we out of here.
Fuck it.
All right, man.
Good luck.